Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to Midday News on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Queen Agaba. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and free to air on Nigecomsat. President Bola Tinubu will depart Abuja on Sunday for Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, to participate in the Africa Heads of State Energy Summit on January 27 to 28, 2025. Special Advisor on Information and Strategy to the President, Bayo Onanuga, revealed this in a statement. According to the statement, the summit, hosted by the government of Tanzania in collaboration with the African Development Bank Group and the World Bank, aims to advance Mission 300, an initiative to provide electricity access to 300 million people in Africa by 2030. Organized labor in 4 states and the Federal Capital Territory have expressed optimism that their state government will begin the payment of the new minimum wage by January ending. This was after the Oyo state government announced that it had begun the payment of 80,000 naira minimum wage to workers, while Imo, Sokoto, Akwa Ibom state government and the FCT have set January ending for workers to receive a raise in salaries. Workers in Ebonyi and Cross River states, among others, are not certain about when their government will commence paying new emoluments. Tragedy struck in Enugu State when no fewer than 18 people were burned to death and 13 others injured in a tanker explosion at Ugu Onyama along the Enugu-Onitsha Expressway in the Udi local government area of the state. Spokesperson for the Federal Road Safety Corps, Olusegun Ogungbemide, in a statement, say the crash involved 17 vehicles, including a petrol tanker, a water tanker, 15 cars, and a tricycle. According to preliminary reports by the FRSC, the petrol tanker laden with premium motor spirit lost control after its brakes failed, resulting in a collision that triggered a fire incident. In the meantime, horrific accidents on the Long Bridge and Shagamu corridors of the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway have claimed the lives of 2 people, including a 45-year-old man and an unidentified female passenger, leaving 4 others injured. According to the command spokesperson, Omolola Odutola, a Volkswagen bus with registration number LSR 793YF carrying 14 passengers was traveling towards Ibadan when one of its front No fewer than 22 people were kidnapped in separate attacks on Kogauta and Kitanda communities in Kauru local government area of Kaduna State on Friday night. The assailants, reportedly armed bandits, invaded the Kogauta community of Kusheka and the Kitanda community of Geshere in Kumana Chiefdom, shooting sporadically to scare residents before abducting 22 locals, mostly women and children. Meanwhile, notorious terrorist leader Bello Turji has expressed his willingness to surrender. The Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, disclosed this on a program. Musa revealed that recent military operations targeting Turji's network have significantly weakened his position. He stated that the operations led to the elimination of Turji's second-in-command and several top lieutenants, forcing him to release many hostages and consider laying down arms. The federal government has announced the addition of hairstyling, plumbing, GSM repair, makeup, and 12 other new trades, new subjects to the basic education curriculum. The development comes following ongoing reforms in various sectors of the economy. It was contained in a statement issued by the National Orientation Agency, stating that the new trades were added to the basic curriculum to boost students' practical skills and employability. A group identified as the Citizens Network for Peace and Development in Nigeria has faulted the Nigeria Governors Forum's VAT sharing formula for states In the proposed tax reform bill, the group in its communique issued on the proposed bill at the end of its citizens engagement in Abuja and signed by Chijoke Nwachukwu, Ben Kaliu Adokie, Dangana Abubakar, Joachim Ikechukwu, Ali Paul, and Isa Tiki was presented by Okorie Raphael, the group's national coordinator, at a news conference. The communique said that the NGF's formula did not take into account the nation's productivity and economic growth. Hence, the group urged the National Assembly to reconsider the proposed bill and adopt a more subtle approach that rewards productivity and economic growth. On aviation matters, the Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria has put a hold on all access gate fees at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport. This was contained in a statement by its management, saying the move was to alleviate the traffic burden on airport road users. The suspension will take effect from January 24, 2025 to February 7, 2025. Now on health. The Association of Resident Doctors in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, has called off its 3-day warning strike after the intervention of Nyesom Wike. The president of the association, Dr. George Ebong, in a statement by the Federal Capital Territory Administration under Wike, has met most of their demands. It was reported that the doctors had embarked on a 3-day warning strike to press home their demands. However, in an update, Ebong revealed that its members have started receiving alerts of the 6-month salary arrears. Local residents say a 72-year-old woman had died from the cholera outbreak reported earlier in the week in the coastal community of the Meroke in Eastern Obolo local government area of Akwa Ibom State. The development has the death toll to rise, says the death toll has risen to 12. Medics at the neighboring Emmanuel General Hospital at Eket, local government area of the state, where the victims were taken to for treatment, had put the initial death figures at 5, with mostly children and teenagers worst hit by the sudden cholera outbreak before government intervention. Those affected were diagnosed with the disease following notable symptoms, including severe stooling, vomiting, and general body weakness. The National Assembly has postponed its resumption fixed for January 28 till February 4th. The clerk to the Senate and House of Representatives disclosed this in a separate statement in Abuja. An internal memo dated 24 January 2025 and addressed to all senators titled Change in Resumption Date. The clerk to the Senate, Andrew Nwoba, informed that there is a change in the resumption date due to the ongoing budget defense. The House of Representatives also announced the postponement of its resumption in a statement by its spokesman, Akin Rotimi. Elsewhere in the news, Lagos State government has threatened to arrest and prosecute minors who violate safety operation guidelines and regulations of the state. The special advisor to the governor on mineral resources, Abiola Olowu, made this known during a meeting with the Lagos State Dredgers and Miners Association in Alausa, Ikeja. According to the statement signed by the Deputy Director, Public Affairs Unit of the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources, Adetola Idowu, Olowu reiterated the state's commitment to save and sustain mineral resource management. You're watching the live broadcast of Midday News on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. When Midday News returns, the United States suspends processing passport applications with X-gender marker. We'll bring you this detail as well as business and sports stories right after the break. Please stay with us. Many thanks for staying with us. In business, big tech company Meta has announced plans to invest up to $65 billion to strengthen its artificial intelligence infrastructure and accelerate innovation. This massive investment is part of the company's strategy to lead AI advancements, enhance its core offerings, and expand infrastructure to support groundbreaking development in the field. In a Facebook post, Meta's Chief Executive Officer Mark Zuckerberg outlined the company's next steps towards achieving these ambitious goals. The Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Benjamin Kalu, says removing fuel subsidy had positively impacted the economy, with the federal government saving as much as $10 billion in 2023. Kalu, a member of the All Progressives Congress, added that the policy led to a 22% increase in dollar remittances from the diaspora, totaling $28 billion in 2024. Kalu disclosed this during a meeting with some investors and a group of scholars at Oxford University in London on the sidelines of his ongoing United Kingdom-Nigeria Parliamentary Strategic Dialogue working visit to the United Kingdom. The mandatory remittance of electricity distribution companies to the Nigerian Bulk Electricity Trading and the market operator dropped by 156 billion naira in the first 9 months of 2024. Data from the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission have revealed, according to NEC, the financial remittances represent the cumulative upstream invoices payable by the discos to MBET and MO for transmission and administrative services provided during the period under review. NERC disclosed that in its first quarter of 2024, the cumulative upstream invoice payable by DISCO stood at 114.12 billion naira. However, the power firms collectively remitted 110.62 billion naira, of which 65.52 billion naira went to NBET and 45.1 billion naira to MO, leaving an outstanding balance of 3.50 billion naira. Bauchi State Government has approved and rectified a memorandum for the establishment of Bauchi Mingsheng Company as a move to explore more opportunities, create jobs, and improve the internally generated revenue of the state. This was disclosed by the Commissioner, Ministry for Natural Resources Development, Mewada Bello, in a press briefing with journalists after the State Executive Council meeting. Bello stated that the initiative was born out of the state government's passion for opening Bauchi for investment and as a business hub. The trade volume between Nigeria and China exceeded $20 billion in 2024. The Chinese ambassador to Nigeria, Yu Junhai, disclosed this during the celebration of the 2025 Chinese Lunar New Year at the Chinese Cultural Center in Abuja. Speaking at the event, Ambassador Yu highlighted Nigeria's significance in China's trade partnerships across Africa, expressing optimism about further collaboration between the two nations. On the foreign scene, President Donald Trump has begun to shake the table seconds after his inauguration as the 47th President of America. One of the most audacious pronouncements was the recognition of two genders, male and female, as originally created by God. Donald Trump's recognition of only two genders, male and female, has significant implications for America and the world. This stance is outlined in his executive order defending women from gender ideology, extremism, and restoring biological truth to the federal government. U.S. President Donald Trump floated a plan to just clean out Gaza and says he wants Egypt and Jordan to take Palestinians from the territory in a bid to create Middle East peace. Describing Gaza as a demolition site after the Israel-Hamas war, Trump said he had spoken to Jordan's King Abdullah II about the issue and expected to talk to Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi today. The United States, the world's biggest donor, froze virtually all foreign aid making exceptions only for emergency food and military funding for Israel and Egypt. Secretary of State Marco Rubio sent an internal memo days after President Donald Trump took office, vowing an America First policy of tightly restricting assistance overseas. The sweeping order appears to affect everything from development assistance to military aid, including Ukraine, which received billions of dollars in weapons under Trump's predecessor, Joe Biden, as it tries to repel a Russian invasion. The UN Agency for Palestinian Refugees must end operations and leave all its premises in Jerusalem by January 30th, according to Israel's UN ambassador, affirming timelines set out in controversial Israeli legislation. Defying international concerns, Israeli lawmakers have passed legislation that bars the agency, UNRWA, from operating in Israel and East Jerusalem, the sector of the city annexed by Israel following the 1967 Six-Day War. The agency has faced criticisms from Israel that has escalated since the start of the war, including claims that a dozen of its 13,000 Gaza employees were involved in the deadly October 7, 2023 assault by Hamas. In sports, mid-season signing Dambani Alao bagged a brace on his Sunshine Stars debut as the Akure side edged New Southwest rivals Ikorodu City 4-3 in a frenetic Nigeria Premier Football League match day 20 game at Ikene. Shola Adelani was also at the double for Ikorodu City, but it wasn't enough for the newcomers to upset their hosts. Under the tutelage of new coach Abubakar Bala, Sunshine Stars got off the blocks as quickly as possible in the game, with new signing Amado Liman scoring the opener with an intended cross inside 16 minutes. Super Eagles winger Samuel Chukwueze has returned to training at AC Milan amid growing interest from Bologna and a Saudi Arabian club in securing his services. According to Tuttosport, the 25-year-old, who has been sidelined since December 29th with a muscle injury sustained against Roma, has resumed regular training and will be available for Milan's upcoming match against Parma. Transfer expert Nicolo Schira revealed that Bologna and an unnamed Saudi club are leading the race for the Nigerian signature, with new Milan manager Sergio Conceição reportedly not including him in his plans. Nigeria's opening Super Six clash with England at the 2025 ICC Under-19 Women's T20 World Cup in Malaysia was abandoned on Saturday due to incessant rain. The International Cricket Council confirmed the development in a statement. This marks the second time the junior female Yellow Greens have had a match called off due to rain at the tournament following the abandoned group opener against Samoa. Assistant coach Blessing Etim had expressed confidence in the team's ability to compete against higher-ranked opponents in the Super Six. Well, that's it on Global Television's Midday News. A quick reminder that Global TV is on DSTV channel 365, on StarTimes channel 276, and free-to-air on NigeComSat. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms now showing on your screen using @GlobalTVNG. I am Queen Agaba. Thank you for watching. See you again.